Good afternoon, sirs.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon,
good
Anupriya.
afternoon.
You are in Delhi or in Bhagalpur?
Sir, currently I'm in Delhi.
You are in Delhi.
Yes,
You're
sir.
studying. You're studying still, or no?
No, sir. I completed my graduation in 2022.
Okay, so you're working there in Delhi.
No, sir. I'm preparing for UPSC.
Okay. Okay. Anupriya, yeah, can you tell us briefly about yourself?
Yes, sir. Sir, uh, apart from the things that are mentioned in DAF, I would like to mention a few others. Sir, I would like to elaborate upon some of my strong areas or the things that I feel signify who I am. Sir, I would talk about my values. For example, sir, I think I am a deeply empathetic person. So I also think that I have integrity and a good communication skill. So also born and brought up in Bhagalpur, Bihar. I have thereupon went to Jawaharlal Nehru University to pursue my bachelor's in Russian language. And
Hmm.
so that's about me.
Mhm. When you say you have integrity,
Yes,
what do
sir.
you mean by that?
So integrity is the value of being committed to strong values even in the hardest of circumstances and
What do you
having
mean by strong values?
the values of honesty, so the values that of discipline, the value of not doing something which is wrong.
It's not the same thing you are repeating.
So but integrity, the core of integrity is uh, built upon the foundational value of honesty, so I guess.
So that is the only word. You gave me three explanations,
Yes, sir.
isn't it? But you are actually meaning the same thing by explaining further and further.
Yes,
No?
sir, my apologies.
Okay. Uh, Anupriya,
Yes.
you are a student of Russian literature, right?
Sir, I have read it in my graduation days.
Graduation you have studied. And what struck you when you were studying the Russian literature?
So, so I think there are various Russian authors, and and they have the unique styles.
Mhm.
Like Leo Tolstoy, he was a deeply embedded in the ideology of pacifism. So he also, through his novels, he portrayed the Russian society. So what I could learn from Russian literature was how carefully you can understand Russian society through the literature. And literature was also a medium, not just of storytelling, but also to propound some ideas.
Can you tell me one point
Yes, sir.
or common thread, one common thread to and all the authors in Russian literature?
Yes, sir. So, so I believe the common thread was the deeply psychological way in which the characters were developed along among most of the Russian authors.
Isn't it the same in other literature also?
So I believe what Russian literature has been noted to be the father of all other literature. So it precedes such in. So it inspires other literature as well.
Okay. Uh, let's move somewhere else, right? You do this bullet journaling. What do you
Yes,
mean
sir.
by bullet journaling?
Yes, sir. So, bullet journaling is one method of journaling which was devised in 2013 by Ryder Carroll. So, in this, we note down our ideas in bullet forms and try to organize our work around the journal using small points. So, the bullet terms come from using usage of bullet points.
Mhm. Do you think the President Putin
Yes, sir.
is right is on the right side when Russia-Ukraine war?
So I think it's very difficult to categorically say if he is on the right side or the wrong side of the Russia-Ukraine war.
Mm-hmm.
So there are factors which could portray him in bad light, and there are factors which could also justify his actions.
Mm-hmm.
The factors justifying his actions are the security dilemma which Russia faced because of Ukraine's growing connection with the West, and the NATO's commitment back then to say that they would support Ukraine, or they would eventually take Ukraine under its fold, which was spelled out in the Bucharest summit in 2008. So
Mm-hmm.
that justified, that was Mr. Putin would think would justify his action. But there are,
Why Putin thought that it justified his action? That the Bucharest
yes, sir.
Declaration of 2008 said that Ukraine can be taken in NATO. Why
Yes,
he
sir.
felt that? What was the background for that?
So I believe back during the dissolution of USSR, it was committed to the USSR regime that uh, that NATO would not expand in the sphere of influence of USSR, but eventually it did. And Ukraine having a strong uh, Russian language presence, and people having uh, a strong commitment towards Russian values as well, Putin thought Ukraine also going into NATO's umbrella would eventually not be justified.
Was it the only reason or something else?
So
Anyway, anyway, think about it.
yes,
Hmm?
sir.
Uh, uh, you have given Russia foreign service as a third option,
Yes, sir.
right? Clearly, you have interest in the international affairs.
Yes, sir.
Since you have international affairs, so I'm sure you must be reading also newspapers. You know, you have interest in that.
Yes, sir.
Have you read today's newspaper?
No, sir, not yet.
Okay, when did you read last?
Sir, yesterday.
Yesterday. Can we tell me three news, international news, which you read?
So I'm not able to recall exactly the three headlines which I read. It is the broad theme which I remember.
Which one? What is the broad theme? Okay, tell me.
So first was about the US aid allegation that $21 million was given to India for
Mm-hmm.
election voter turnout. So
Mm-hmm.
also there was again about US Russia a peace deal as well in Ukraine regarding bringing the Ukraine war to a halt. And so also, sir, it was about G20 summit in Johannesburg, where our external affairs minister met with his Chinese counterpart and said how India and China are collaborating on G20 front.
Oh, when we talk about this US aid, $21 million, what
Yes.
was the reaction of the our EM?
So the external affairs minister, so I guess the ministry has not commented on this yet. So I'm not
No.
aware. So that might be in today's newspaper.
Okay, and okay, just leave it on that side. Okay, let's leave it that. Uh, do you think that India can become developed country by 2047?
So certainly, there are chances of India becoming a developed country, but again, the criteria how developed country is defined as having per capita income of over $10,000. So, sir, that might not seem very possible in the current time, because for that we'll have to grow with at least 8 to 10% per annum, and for that we have to make certain structural changes as well to incentivize the manufacturing.
Do you know Qatar? What is the per capita income of Qatar?
So, sir, I do not know the per capita income.
It's about 40 to $50,000.
Thank you, sir.
But why Qatar is not considered developed country then? If you go by your definition of $10,000.
Yes, sir. So, firstly, I think that resources of Qatar are just limited on its oil resources and the natural gas resources, and it does
Now
not.
you are bringing new criterions, huh?
So,
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Uh, Shrikant sir?
Sir, sir. Anupriya, you belong to Bihar, Bhagalpur.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You had your education in Bhagalpur or in other place?
Sir, in Bhagalpur.
Your all your secondary, primary, all educations.
Yes, sir, till standard 12th.
Good. Then how did you think I should go to JNU to graduation?
So, I guess this is a common thread which we find among students in Bihar, that after completing the 12th standard, they move out of Bihar to pursue higher education. So I guess that was the reason, the common thread.
Okay, okay. And how the Bhagalpur? Why Bhagalpur is famous?
Yes, sir. So Bhagalpur is famous for a variety of reasons. For example, it is famous for its GI tag products like Tasar silk and Zardalu mango. So also we have Gangetic Dolphin Sanctuary in Bhagalpur, and also the ruins of Vikramshila University. So these are the tangible heritage, and so the intangible would be the Vishehri Puja we have in Bhagalpur.
Okay, thank you. Then you have taken sociology as your subject, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. With now in the new technology era, the social media, it has become very active.
Yes,
Whether
sir.
you like it, whether you don't like it, each and everyone carries a smartphone. Easy something, at least spend some time in a social media.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Uh, in a sociology aspect, how these online communities, because everyone is not making the content. Content makers are different.
Yes, sir.
Viewers are different.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it making any social change in the society?
Yes, sir, for
What is
sure.
it?
The
Yeah.
Yes, so the community building which is happening through the social media platform, so its impact can be seen on many fronts. For example, on the social change front, it has led to people with similar idea to gather together, and online medium has also been used as a medium that can be used to organize protest. Has been done for some time now. So also the community building aspect helps people to air their grievances as well, and make leaders more responsive to the changes. So that in turn is also leading to democratic social change. And so also on the social change front, I would say I would talk about the negative social changes that are taking place. For example, the harassment of women online, or online trolling and bullying, or the cancel culture. So these are the domains.
Okay. Okay. Another thing is with the AI, because the technology is changing day in day out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It doesn't stop for any country. Even if you don't like it, also it will not wait. The AI coming into effect. Already AI has entered office culture, our working, in especially in private sector is entered, and it will enter social media also. It is AI is full of AI contents also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How it is changing the algorithm, because the AI is nothing but big algorithms. It is affecting the social behavior of the people also. You might see the new generation, younger generation, the older generation. There are three, four generations living together today.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel in sociology as study of this behaviors, social behavior?
So the impact of AI on the social behavior can be analyzed on many fronts. So, for example, the young generation is adapting too quick to the changes, and so the older generations are not as of yet and adapting to the changes. So it has widened the digital and the generational divide between the generations. So also the changes that AI have led to on on various generation. For example, the young today get too quickly hooked to the AI. For example, people, because we have not yet discovered what might be the fallouts of revealing too much information to chatbots or artificial intelligence, people are using such chat GPTs or such models as their personal therapist, and divulging details which ideally they shouldn't be. So also artificial intelligence has in a way might be helpful to bridge the like if you use the technology aspect of artificial intelligence, then it might be helpful to uh, connect with the other communities through language, through understanding their language, through understanding their behavior. So this could be the social dimension.
Okay. Civil service, anyway, you are preparing. Your
Yes,
interest is there. You are preparing. Any other interest apart from civil service?
yes, sir. I like to watch movies.
No, no, not like this. I am asking in the career path.
Oh,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir. So I would like to teach people, but not in a formal setup. But I would be interested in teaching people to learn and collaborative learning aspect.
Teaching people or teaching student? What? Because teaching people is very such a wide area, and when you want to make it, that's why.
So, so in a way, to to teach the young minds, but not just the formal teaching which we have collaborated in forms of subjects and curriculum, but a holistic teaching aspect. I want to be a part of that.
Oh, good. What do you feel about the India-China relations, apart from what happened at the border level in J&K?
Yes, sir.
Economic relations, are they strained, or even after COVID made a difference at the international level? Are they improving? Are they their things are opening up?
So I would certainly say that the things are becoming better now. For example, in the recent external affairs minister meeting at the sidelines of G20, India and China, they have committed uh, to to the various things. For example, resuming the Mansarovar Yatra and resuming the direct flight connectivity and disengagement along the borders as well. So things are correcting, but again, on the economic front, the challenge which lies of very huge trade deficit which India has with China, close to $100 billion. So that is an issue which needs to be addressed by promoting manufacturing industry in India itself, and so I think that's the
That is your policy. China has not bothered about that, but China is developing their technology separately.
yes,
No
sir.
one is stopping you to develop your manufacturing. This is
Yes,
a
sir.
competitive. This is a competitive world. Now USA wants to do it. Okay. Why we should be afraid of China, or we should develop our strength?
So I think we should develop our strength. For example, there are a few products on which we are dependent on China, like APIs for drug manufacturing, and India itself being the pharmaceutical capital of the world. So, sir, India, as has been the aim, to develop API manufacturing centers in India as well. So, India should work on that as well. Like gradually, India should reduce its dependence, but it should not be a knee-jerk reaction.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Anupriya. How are you?
Sir, I'm good. Thank you.
Anupriya, you're from Bihar. Bihar
Yes,
is a dry state.
yes,
Why
sir.
Bihar is a dry state?
So, because of the prohibition policy which was put in place in 2016, Bihar is a dry state.
What was the rationale behind putting that policy of the government?
So, the rationale was to bring a social change to curb domestic violence, which happens to the women in Bihar.
Okay, can you quote some data that how much is the domestic violence, how high it is, so that the government of Bihar has decided, is it the highest in India in Bihar?
So, so I do not remember the data exactly, but I know the trend that ever since the excise policy was put in place, the domestic violence recorded has been on a downward turn. So I might have to brush up the data.
Okay. As far as the budget is concerned,
Yes, sir.
can you tell which three tops, what are the three sectors which are top in getting the budget amount?
Yes, sir. So, so the sectoral wise, it would first be defense, and which gets close to 8%. So then So then we have various central centrally sponsored schemes which get the contribution, and then the central sector scheme along various domains.
Does a scheme means a sector?
So can you please repeat?
Does scheme means sector? As you have said that on second number, central sponsored scheme has got the. I was asking you about the sectors. You were telling me about the schemes.
So for sectors, so I remember the defense which tops, but after that I am not able to recall.
Okay, can you tell which is the sector which got the least amount of budget?
So I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Okay, and what is the status of budget in the agriculture sector? Has it increased or decreased?
So I've forgotten.
Okay, forgotten or not studied?
So I have read it, but I have not revised, so I've forgotten.
You have forgotten. Okay. Just want to know you have sociology optional.
Yes, sir.
If I ask you, can you tell any 5 major rights which have been given to the women in the modern India, which empowered them?
Yes, sir. So the right would first I would start from the universal adult franchise. So second would be medical termination of pregnancy. So after that, right to education, and so also so through changes in the labor legislation, they have got equal wages and the right to equal wages, and also safe working environment. So that are the rights.
These are very general rights you have mentioned,
Yes, sir.
but I was expecting something which is related to the social rights, some which is related to the economic rights.
So
Which
the reservation of 1/3 seats which are reserved for women. So that is a political right.
that is a
So,
political right, right? Yes, and
um so on the economic front, again, there are reservation along certain parameters. For example, the Stand Up India schemes promote women entrepreneurship. Also, the self help group promotion of self help group. So
okay, okay. Right to property also.
yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I forgot. Right to
That's
property.
an economic right. That's a very
Yes, sir.
important right given to the women after 2025,
Yes, sir.
2005 only.
Yes, sir.
Anything. Anyways, uh, can you tell me what are the rules or you can say what are the laws which governs the OTT in India, because OTT nowadays are in news.
Yes, sir.
So which laws are in India which governs OTT?
So, the IT rules which were brought in 2021. So that is one platform that governs OTT. One rule that governs OTT. So, so, that's all I think.
Okay. Suppose you are a DM tomorrow and suppose any stampede occur in your area,
Yes, sir.
and suppose seniors are saying you to basically report lesser casualties. How
Yes,
will
sir.
you react in that situation? What will you do in that situation?
So, firstly, I would actually uh, uh, quantify how many people really died in the stampede, so that we can have true data. So after that, I would publish the data which is real, and I would not fudge up the data, because fudging up right now might lead to consequences later. And right to life being sacrosanct, we cannot play with people's life by fudging the data.
You're trying to say that you will overcome your senior in administration.
So I would definitely present my view, that I am of the view of telling the real data. But if it is in the power of the seniors to publish the data, it will be left to their wisdom. But if it is in my power, then I'll be publishing the right data.
Okay. My last question to you is, uh, what is the plan of India to reduce the fiscal deficit?
Yes, sir. So first is rationalizing various subsidies. So second is focusing more on capital expenditure as compared to revenue expenditure. So, third is improving the quality of public financial expenditure, which can help to bridge the deficit. And also, some states are undergoing austerity measures, which could also lead to reduction of fiscal deficit.
Okay. But government has not told any plan. This is your plan. You were telling me. Okay. Fine. Thank you so much, Anupriya.
Thank you, sir.
Anupriya, your formal interview is over. Your time, your 4th March is your interview.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
recommend 3-4 things for you.
Yes,
One
sir.
is that sometime you become overenthused, and in the process, you leave a lot of opening unintentionally. There
Certainly.
are two types. There are two types of opening. One is
Yes, sir.
intentional, other is unintentional.
Yes, sir.
Intentional is fine, is
Yes,
good, because then you're leading the boat. Unintentionals, you're not ready.
yes, sir.
I'll give you an example. The very first question, when I ask you to describe yourself, well, not to tell us about yourself,
Yes, sir.
you mentioned some qualities about yourself.
Yes, sir.
Was it required?
So I'm honestly, I'm not sure how to introduce because
No, you just tell about your. See, that question. When I'm asking, tell about you, so whatever is in your DAF. Tell us about that. Unless you are told to tell something which is not in your DAF. You understand the questions now?
yes, sir.
They're two different.
Yes, sir.
When I'm asking you that tell us about yourself, that is basically what you have done. You have already described yourself in DAF,
Yes, sir.
right? You are supposed to telling us whatever you know now, whatever you are in the DAF. So what I'm asking is out of DAF, unless I say that what is not in DAF.
Yes, sir.
So if you are doing that kind of clever thing, I will use the word clever thing, then you should be ready with answers.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
So that if you can curb that enthu, that's why I'm using the word enthu for that. That if you can curb that, just stick to the script. That will be helpful to you.
Yes, sir.
Secondly, the mistake you're making is the newspapers. You're
Yes,
not,
sir.
you're not abreast with the current affairs. And you're telling that you didn't read the newspaper. That's a blunder. Full stop.
So I read at night.
You have already faced the interview board. You know that how
Yes,
important
sir.
it is. That as a candidate or otherwise also, you are you are appearing for the interview for the civil services personality test, and as a normal as concerned citizen, you are supposed to know, read paper,
Yes,
keep
sir.
abreast of you development, what is happening. So it's a blunder. Full
Yes, sir.
stop. So now you cannot say anywhere that I didn't read the paper. It's not acceptable.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And be honest in your answer. If you don't know something, just stop. As you said, integrity is most important.
Yes, sir.
So if you are beating around the bush, that questions your integrity, because you're not encyclopedia.
Yes, sir.
We don't expect you to know everything, but your areas and general awareness, of course, like any normal, reasonable person, one's supposed to know.
Yes, sir.
Just keep work on this 2-3 things, and you try to rush things. Don't rush. We know you know things, right? Because in the process, what is happening is that you're not controlling the content of the answer. So if you can take a pause
Yes,
for a
sir.
second, that will help you, because otherwise your knowledge is good, you have everything going for you, and you're like last time you scored very well, and I'm sure you are a person who can score more than 200 easily if you don't get into that small trap.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yes, sir.
Because you yourself said that. I'm just amplifying it.
Yes, sir.
Just keep that in mind, and you are there.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Shikant sir.
Yes. And Priya, you're a good candidate. Then telling honesty, integrity is very, because what happens now? Nowadays, there are a lot of interaction starts on that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, better. Then whenever it is required, then only it is there. And we should show that enthusiasm. Your enthusiasm is very good. You started with the same enthu and the end. But sometimes we have to control that.
Yes, sir.
The nature of questions are different. Sometimes different questions, different content, because there will be several members sitting. You have faced the interview. Some people are observing also. So when we know it, we can answer in a short, means briefly also. When you tend to extend, then normally we tend to extend when we don't know exactly, or we don't know the whole means elements of that answer. Then only we'll try to add here and there. That can be little, if it controlled, you'll go to, you may get another question. That is nothing big in it.
Yes, sir.
Instead of this question, another question will come. That means you may be knowing it. Anyway, good luck. This time I think you will make it. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Anupriya, you are a good candidate. Just want to add one or two more points. First is the budget.
Yes, sir.
Budget is very important, and in upcoming days before going to interview, try to learn the facts of the budget. Which
Yes,
sector got the highest, which got the lowest, and so on. Second thing, try to, as you have already told that this has been this advice has already been given, and today, as I was asking you again, any three or five rights to the woman, and you were knowing that. You yourself were telling me this is the political right, sir, but this is that right. You had actually answers twice. First, you had given the answer in a general layman parlance, and then when I pointed out, then you were saying, sir, yes, this is political, this is economical, this is social. So try to
yes, sir.
structure in a better manner.
Yes,
And
sir.
the only way out is to take a pause. Don't be in a hurry to answer. If you will take a 2 3 5 second pause, in that time you can basically structure your answer, and I think rest everything is good, and I wish you best of luck for your interview.
Thank you, sir.
So, Anupriya, all the best.
Thank you, sir.
We'd like to see you on the list on the top.
So I would like to see myself too.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Have a nice day.